show Justin Gaethje anything that Justin could use 7 weeks from now? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. I don't think so. I think whatever Justin uses at the White House against Ilia, he will have learned at a minimum 10 years ago. I don't think Justin will use anything that he learned during training camp last year, 3 fights ago. I believe he will use things that he learned 10 years ago. And moreover, do I think it's a good idea for Justin to be worried about Ilia's punches? Worried about taking the sting off, worried about absorbing them, but absorbing them less. In boxing, that is one half.
Whatever it is, he has it. He has it.
He's got it in his mind. He's got it in his technique. His grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab. And that's crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've never seen
as a grappler.
I've never seen him grapple though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He's like, he does clearly have phenomenal submission ability.
Hey, fun. I mean, look, if we're being honest about it, just look, Ilia Topuria is the favorite against anybody other than maybe as the Makhachev right now, and I think that would be a great fight. But I mean, we've seen the run that he's on, the skills he's capable of. He's the favorite here for a reason. If there is somebody, because like, I don't think you want to outpoint Ilia Topuria over 5 rounds. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I think people forget how good his grappling is, too. So you might be like, we've seen how great his striking is. You may say, oh, well, what if you had a real dominant wrestler? Like, he's a pretty good grappler, too.
Well, if last night didn't send you a reminder of that, what he was able to do to Max and what Charles couldn't do to him.
100%,
holy cow.
Right? So I think what you want is somebody that can walk into a battle, take some shots, keep moving forward, and maybe land that big one. That's Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje can do it.
That's Justin Gaethje in a nutshell. Now, I think most people and experts ahead of it will be picking Ilia Topuria, but that's again why I think this was...
Ilia Topuria is already deep into preparation for what many fans are calling one of the most explosive fights the UFC can make right now. A showdown with Justin Gaethje at the highly anticipated White House event. Analysts, former champions, and fighters across the MMA world have been debating whether Gaethje's legendary toughness and chaos can overcome Topuria's surgical precision and
In a begging main event, look at there's odds out already, and it's crazy, these odds. They still have Justin at like a 4-1 underdog, which is, what was Justin his last fight? He was what is it, a 3-1 underdog the last fight? Something crazy like that. He was the underdog. Justin Gaethje was the underdog. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, these whoever the odds makers are or whatever, I just feel like, the disrespect is there. I mean, even myself, I was an underdog in my fight. The disrespect is there, but it is what it is. That's what we love to do as professional athletes. We like to go in there and we like to release
unstoppable momentum. According to several experts, the biggest challenge for Justin isn't learning something new in 7 weeks. It's relying on everything he has built over the last decade. Many believe the weapons Gaethje brings into this fight are already deeply ingrained in his style. Relentless pressure, devastating calf kicks, knockout power, and a willingness to walk through danger to create his own offense. The discussion began with analysts questioning whether Justin could possibly reinvent himself this late in his career to deal with a fighter as technically sharp as Topuria. The answer from most was no. They argued that Gaethje's success has always come from instinct, grit, and years of experience rather than sudden tactical overhauls during camp. What he shows up with on fight night will likely be the same battle-tested style that made him one of the most...
Obviously, everyone wanted this main event spot. You're the American in this historic card at the White House. You essentially manifested this. In January, you said beat Patty, unify against Ilia. You got what you wanted. I guess, what are the emotions now before this historic event?
Yeah, it is an absolute dream come true. From where I come from, we all come from somewhere, but I come from the middle of nowhere, and to represent this country on this level at this moment in my career is something that I could have never dreamt of. My first fight ever was outside, and one of my last fights will be outside. So it's a crazy life. I'm gonna be so ready. I'm so ready to put it on the line. I don't give a fuck if he beats me, doesn't beat me, doesn't matter. I'm coming in there and I'm gonna try to knock this motherfucker out. I will be throwing missiles on the White House lawn on June 14th. Promise you that.
And feared lightweights in UFC history. Still, That may be exactly why this matchup is so compelling. Gaethje has never needed perfection to win fights. He thrives in chaos, and he has made a career out of dragging elite fighters into wars they weren't prepared for. Yet against Ilia Topuria, many believe chaos may not be enough. Experts repeatedly pointed out that Topuria appears to possess
Obviously, a lot of people were vying for this spot, being side A of this historic card. I guess, what does it say about you that the UFC is trusting you for such a marquee event in an historic moment?
Mira, una oportunidad tremenda y una cartelera histórica. ¿Qué dice de ti que el UFC te puso básicamente como estelar para esto?
Honestly, I don't know what it says about me. I'm just so grateful with the UFC and with Dana, with everyone that was involved in this event. And the only thing I can say is thank you, and I really appreciate it.
And standing opposite you is Justin Gaethje, obviously one of the most, maybe the most exciting fighter that has ever stepped into the UFC octagon. What are you expecting from Justin? How can you possibly prepare for someone where a lot of their opponents just don't look the same after fighting Justin?
Listen, one thing I know for a fact is that he never fought with someone like me. And the only thing from Justin is for him to show up in the event, and I'm gonna do the rest. You know what I mean?
Something rare. A combination of timing, confidence, precision, and composure that separates him from nearly everyone else in the division. Several fighters described him as a complete mixed martial artist whose grappling may actually be as dangerous as his striking. Training footage of Topuria grappling with Merab Dvalishvili sparked major reactions online, with observers shocked by how dominant he looked against one of the UFC's strongest wrestlers. Others pointed to his submission wins over Bryce Mitchell as proof that his ground game is not just good, it's elite. That creates a terrifying problem for opponents because there is no obvious weakness to target. If you strike with him, he can knock you unconscious.
A lot of people say this run that Ilia is on might be the best 3 wins we've ever seen in the UFC. You fought all of the great lightweights of the world. How does Ilia stack up compared to your past opponents?
Yeah, I think he's my second toughest test ever, next to Khabib. But yeah, those three, Volkanovski, Holloway, Oliveira, yeah, legendary. So it's just gonna make this win that much more spectacular.
If you wrestle him, he can scramble, reverse positions, or submit you. Former champions and analysts consistently emphasized that Topuria controls distance unusually well. Fighters who faced him explained that he dictates where exchanges happen and rarely allows opponents to settle into their preferred rhythm. Even when opponents find temporary success, Topuria quickly adjusts and closes those openings.
And for Dana and the headlines, Dana, I believe you said yesterday that Armin's the backup, but can you confirm that? And then from Justin and Ilia, your thoughts on that and potentially having to prepare for another man should something happen here, which of course we're hoping is not.
Yes, true.
I have no thought.
Me personally, I don't care who I'm gonna have in front. June 14, I'm gonna break his job in the first minute, rather if it's Armin or Justin.
This has led many to compare him to some of the most technically disciplined fighters in modern MMA. One of the strongest endorsements came from Demetrius Johnson, who called Topuria one of the most technically sound athletes he has ever seen in mixed martial arts. Johnson praised Topuria's cadence, rhythm, setup work, and precision, describing his striking as surgical and nearly impossible to read. According to Johnson,
so
yeah, that's why I just kind of went,
yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, well, all right. And then, you know, him fighting Ilia Topuria is probably one of the most technical, sound athletes that I've seen in mixed martial arts, meaning that his cadence of a rhythm when he boxes, when he hits pads, everything he does is like strategic, right? And so
it's also surgical. The precision is perfect. There's no telegraph, there's no opening.
Yeah.
He sets things up.
Yeah.
The timing is ridiculous.
Yep.
You know, and then of course combine that with the power that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, one shot is truly all it takes.
Yeah, and you know, Ilia Topuria can take a shot, and there's me talking to Justin Gaethje about that. So when I talked to him about that, I never want to give. I feel like every athlete has a high IQ.
There are no wasted movements in Topuria's game. Every feint, every step, and every punch serves a purpose. Combined with his frightening knockout power, that makes him one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. Johnson admitted that if forced to choose a winner, he he would lean toward Topuria by knockout, although he also acknowledged that counting out Gaethje has historically been a mistake. Gaethje's durability, experience, and ability to change fights with one punch always make him live in any matchup. Still, concerns continue to grow about the amount of damage Justin has absorbed throughout his legendary career. Analysts pointed out moments in recent
queue, but when you actually get a chance to talk to them and see, like, why did you circle that, right? Like, oh, you took that option because you knew he didn't have an answer for you there. So he's gonna sit back, look at what Ilia Topuria does well, which is everything, and he's gonna find out where can he fight him. You know what? I think if I'm not rolling dice, if I have to make a pick, I got Ilia Topuria winning by knockout because that's just what he does. And I know Justin Gaethje, is Justin Gaethje gonna wrestle? Is he gonna kick? I'm not sure what he's gonna do, but I know Ilia Topuria is gonna get himself in a position where he can knock out Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Ilia Topuria, knocked out Volkanovski.
He knocked out everybody.
Knocked out Charles Oliveira, knocked out Max Holloway. Who did he just beat? Oh, it was Charles Oliveira. That was his last one. Justin Gaethje, you can't underestimate this guy.
No.
You can't underestimate him. Did he take some shots against Paddy? Yes. Is that concerning? Because, when you take into consideration the precision that I just said Topuria has, yeah, it's concerning.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and say that Justin Gaethje can't pull it off. Of course he can.
Fights where Gaethje was hit cleanly, and against a sniper like Topuria, those openings could become disastrous. Dustin Poirier also shared his thoughts on the matchup and admitted he does not love the stylistic pairing for Gaethje. Poirier explained that the few moments fighters have success against Topuria tend to occur in boxing range, but Topuria is incredibly good at controlling that distance and preventing opponents from getting comfortable. Poirier described Topuria as having the touch of death, meaning a single clean shot can instantly change the entire fight. What shocked Dustin even more is that Topuria is not physically huge for the lightweight division, yet his power continues to flatten elite opponents.
Or out where he was keeping my body, staying long. Kicking range or clinching range is kind of where he fought me. The times I did have success was in the boxing range, but he didn't let that happen.
Well, it just shows you how fucking good Ilia Topuria is.
Fuck.
God damn that dude.
Dude, I love Justin. I'm a fan. I don't like this matchup for him.
Well, you know what? I mean, Justin knows what he's getting into, and it's hard to count that dude out. He's such an animal.
Yeah, he can land the shot, but...
And it's in the White House. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But that dude has the touch of death.
Yeah.
He has the touch of death.
And he's not a big guy. I've never seen him in person, but I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, no, he's 5'7",
He's small, man. He's not big.
To Poirier, the danger comes not from size, but from flawless timing, confidence, and precision. He also emphasized that Topuria's confidence appears to be on another level entirely. That mindset was on full display during the recent press conference ahead of the White House card. While Gaethje came across emotional, excited, and passionate about competing in such a historic event, Topuria remained calm and cold throughout the media session. Gaethje spoke proudly about representing his country.
Whatever it is, he has it. He has it.
He's got it in his mind. He's got it in his technique. His grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab.
And that's
crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've never seen
as a
it.
grappler.
I've never seen him grapple, though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He does clearly have phenomenal submission ability.
And promised fans he would walk onto the White House lawn throwing missiles and looking for a knockout no matter the risk. He admitted that Topuria might already be his second toughest challenge ever behind Khabib Nurmagomedov, praising the incredible run Topuria has been on with wins over elite names like Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira. Yet even after showing that respect, Gaethje quickly reminded everyone that beating someone on a legendary streak would only make the victory sweeter. On the other side, Topuria,
one of the gnarliest boxers in the UFC, he's going to be a huge favorite versus Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Justin Highlight Gaethje, 37 years old. It's going to be a tough one. 2-fight win streak, but again, you can never count Justin Gaethje out. The dude hits hard. The dude could calf kick you to hell. He can wrestle good. He's well-rounded. Everyone is going to be counting Justin Gaethje out. And if Justin Gaethje can get it done on that night, oh my God, that'll be sweet. Real sweet.
Becoming one of his greatest weapons. He does not seem overwhelmed by pressure, hype, or expectations. Instead, he carries himself like someone who already knows the outcome before the cage door even closes. Another fascinating part of the discussion involved advice from legendary boxer Roy Jones Jr. on how fighters should deal with Topuria's punching power. Jones suggested defensive techniques such as slipping punches, rolling with shots, and taking some of the sting off incoming strikes. However, Chael Sonnen strongly disagreed with trying to rely on those tactics in MMA.
Martial arts, it will kill you.
So now you're going to grab him and you're going to teach him defensively, because Roy went into detail. And Roy said it had to do with dealing with Ilia's punches. Whether you're going to block them, whether you're going to slip them, whether you're going to roll with them. But you must, and I quote the great Roy Jones, take some sting off those shots. Interesting. It's very interesting to me. In boxing, I would co-sign Roy's statement.
Sonnen explained that while those methods can work in boxing with larger gloves, MMA's 4-ounce gloves create a completely different level of danger. According to Chael, willingly absorbing punches in MMA, even partially, can quickly become fatal because one clean shot can end the fight instantly. He argued that fighters cannot enter the cage expecting to merely defend against Topuria's punches. They must actively prevent him from landing at all. Otherwise,
slip, duck, avoid, roll, I could drink to all of that. In MMA, if you have a strategy to be defensive, you got big problems. You got big problems in MMA. You got 4-ounce gloves. There are guys in boxing, they'll eat 3 punches to land 1. George Foreman comes to mind. George Foreman's way of setting you up and knowing that you were close enough for him to reach out and hit is for you to hit him. He would take combinations, boom, to give 1 back. That can't happen in MMA. That can't happen with 4-ounce gloves. If you go in there understanding, boy, this guy's gonna hit and this guy's gonna hit me hard, and I need to parry it, I need to slip it, or I need to roll with it. If you do any one of those intentionally, you're not gonna see the next round. And it wouldn't come down to who's better. In a straight up boxing contest, it usually does come down to who's better. There is a puncher's chance. There are those crazy things that happen, but not.
Both men are known for delivering unforgettable fights, and neither has built a reputation for playing it safe. Topuria enters with unstoppable momentum and the aura of a future superstar, while Gaethje walks in as the battle-hardened warrior who refuses to back down from anyone. Experts may lean toward Topuria because of his precision, confidence, and all-around skill set, but few are willing to completely dismiss Gaethje's chances. In a sport as unpredictable as MMA, especially in a matchup this explosive, 1 punch, 1 kick, or 1 mistake can instantly change everything. That uncertainty is what makes this fight feel special. Whether Topuria continues his reign of destruction or Gaethje shocks the world with another legendary upset, fans already know they are about to witness absolute violence on one of the biggest stages the UFC has ever created.